Hey guys, welcome to my video. As you can tell from the title, this is not going to be a typical couponing video that I normally put out. The title is called How Not to Coupon at Walgreens. These are some attempted Walgreens deals that I tried to do last night, and they did not turn out the way that I wanted them to. I didn't have my mind on what I was doing really. But rather than not making a video at all of my haul, I thought this was a good opportunity to show my mistakes and hopefully teach you how to avoid making them yourselves. So I ended up doing 2 transactions last night. This is the picture of the items from my first transaction, and these are the items from the second transaction. In both transactions I tried to complete a spend 20 and get 5,000 points promo, but I failed at it at both attempts. Along with that spend 20, get 5,000 points promo, there were other sales that I was attempting as well. And one of these deals was on the soft soap and Irish Springs body washes. They were on sale for $3.99, and if you purchased 2, you would get 5,000 points. There was also a 75-cent manufacturer's coupon on each item, one for the soft soap, one for the Irish Springs. Another deal that I did was on the L'Oreal hair care products. There was a $4 digital coupon that could be clipped, plus a $2 IVC that I'll explain what IVC is in just a moment. Another deal was on the Scott products. There was a $1.25 IVC. There was also a sale on select Arm & Hammer laundry detergents and pods, where they had a promo of buying one at $6.99 and you would get 2 items free. Now before I go any further, I need to explain what Walgreens IVCs are. And IVCs stand for Instant Value Coupons. This is a screenshot of an example of a digital version of an IVC. So now let me explain what the IVCs are. So this is the Walgreens Super Savings Book. Each month, Walgreens releases a new savings book with a list of instant value coupons in them, or IVCs. As you can see, this one's for the month of January. And in the fine print, you can see the dates that the offers are valid for. December 29, 2019 through January 25th, 2020. So these coupons are good for almost a full month. Like I said, every month they release a new book. And these books can be found in all the Walgreens stores, and they're usually located near the front of the store where the sales paper racks are located. Inside these coupon books are the instant value coupons. And there's 2 coupons that I want to make a note of for this example I'm going to be showing in just a moment. The $1.25 with card off of the Scott brand toilet paper, which of course is valid on the paper towels and also Kleenex 3 or 4 pack facial tissues. The other one to make note of is the $2 off purchase of 2 L'Oreal hair care products. And as you can see, this book is full of lots of coupons. There's just pages and pages of these coupons. Instant value coupons do not work in the same fashion as a manufacturer's coupon, say a printable coupon, a digital coupon, or even a paper coupon that you clip out of a circular. These IVCs act in the same way as an instant savings. So because these coupons act as instant savings, you have to factor that in when you're coming up with your total if you're trying to do a spend deal, which I'll give some examples of that in just a moment. Another thing to note about these IVCs is that they are reusable. Unlike a manufacturer's coupon that you have to give over to the cashier whenever you use them, IVCs are reusable. You can just keep this booklet and scan it multiple times throughout the months that it's valid. And you can scan one IVC and have it to apply to all eligible items in a transaction. For example, in this Scott IVC, if you have a transaction with multiple Scott products, this $1.25 will come off of each product, and you only have to scan it once. Now, another thing to note is that it's not required to have this savings book because, so as you can see, these IVCs are good for nearly an entire month. Walgreens will often run out of these IVC books towards the end of the month. So there are digital versions of these IVCs listed in this booklet that you can clip, and they'll act in the same way as the items in this booklet, meaning that they can be used multiple times. So that's how the IVC booklet works. So guys, I'm inside the Walgreens app right now on my phone, and I just wanted to give you a quick example of how you tell the difference between a digital Walgreens IVC coupon and a digital manufacturer's coupon. So on my screen I have two ACT mouthwash coupons clipped. Now those are the two that I want you to pay attention to. Just ignore the L'Oreal that's at the bottom of the screen. Just focus on the ACT. Now you see that one on the left says $1 off of ACT. Then of course you can see the details. Then on the right, just ignore where it says sneak peek, because not all of them will say that. But you see it says $3 off with card, and see details. Without looking at the details, the clues are there pointing out which one is an IVC and which one's a manufacturer's coupon. The one on the left is the manufacturer's coupon, and the one on the right is the IVC. And the reason I know that is because of the way that it is worded. The one on the right says $3 off with card. That's the key. If it says with card, you know it's an IVC. In other words, it's a Walgreens coupon. We scroll down, same thing with this L'Oreal. These are actually the same coupon, or same version of the coupon. One on the right is about to expire, and the one on the left is just another version of it that has an extended expiration date. But notice they both say $2 off with card, meaning they're IVCs. So to go a little bit further, if you're still unsure, let's go into the detail. Let's start with the one on the left, the $1 off. So if you press on it and go to the details, and then up in the top right hand corner where it says info, you'll be given all the fine print that's listed on the coupon. And notice all of the information that is there. That is stuff that is typically associated with a manufacturer's coupon. Now let's go back to the one that I said was the IVC. We go to it and go to the info. You notice the information is very limited. It's not a whole page full of all these information talking about where to send the coupon in and things like that. That's normally associated with the manufacturer's coupon. This is just another way that you can tell that this is an IVC. Earlier I mentioned something called a spin deal. Spin deals are Walgreens promotions that come as either a digital coupon in the app, such as what you see on the screen now, or a paper version that they sometimes release in the weekly ads. In this example, you're required to spend $20 to receive 5,000 points. And this is where both of my transactions went wrong. Here's a receipt for my first transaction. You can see the Hershey's candy, the Irish Spring soap, as well as the soft soap, the L'Oreal shampoo and conditioner, and the Scott toilet paper. Next are the manufacturer coupons for the L'Oreal, Irish Springs, and soft soap. Then at the bottom, you can see the 5,000 points I got from the Irish Springs and soft soap. But notice I didn't get the 5,000 points from the Spend 20 promo. So to understand why this happened, we need to break down the transaction, and to help with this, I typed up the receipt without the extra clutter, and we can go through it step by step. So as you guys can see, we have the Hershey's candy at 89 cents, the Irish Springs body wash at $3.99, as well as the soft soap body wash at $3.99. The L'Oreal shampoo and conditioner on sale for 2 for $8, it's making them $4 a piece, and the Scott brand toilet paper was $5. Now when you add all those up, your subtotal comes to $21.87. For the spend 20, get 5,000 points, that looks like it would work, right? You're over the $20 threshold. Now here's where it gets tricky with the Walgreens couponing. Those IVCs that I explained earlier act as a store coupon / instant savings. Similar to how the instant savings work at Dollar General, they come off of your subtotal before any additional coupons come off. So let me explain. Right now our subtotal is $21.87. Well, then the IVCs are applied. The Scott has an IVC of $1.25 per package. So I purchased one package of Scott toilet paper, so it took off $1.25 instantly. The same thing applied to the L'Oreal. There was an IVC for $2 off the purchase of 2 L'Oreal hair care products. So this $1.25 and this $2 came off instantly. So that dropped the subtotal down to $18.62. So this is where the spend threshold starts at, because your coupons, such as your paper coupons, your digital manufacturer coupons, and also your registered rewards, those do not count against your subtotal. However, the IVCs do. After the IVCs were applied, I was down below the $20 threshold to get the spend 20 and get 5,000 points. And that's where I messed up on this transaction. So I was down to $18.62. Then the additional coupons come off. The Irish Springs digital manufacturer's coupon of 75 cents, as well as the 75-cent manufacturer soft soap coupons came off. Then there was also a digital coupon for the L'Oreal for $4 off the purchase of 2. So once all the manufacturer's coupons were applied, that brought the subtotal down to $13.12. Then you add the tax. Now, one thing I want to point out about the way tax works is that the tax, no matter what percent tax it is, now in the state of Mississippi it's 7% tax. No matter what your percentage is, the same rule applies. So the tax is not calculated from this subtotal of $13.12. It's actually calculated from the original subtotal of $21.87 before all of your IVCs and any types of coupons are applied or registered rewards. So that's why your tax is so high. You add those, and then the actual out-of-pocket I paid at the register was $14.65. Now, I did receive the $5 in points from completing the Irish Springs and soft soap promotion. So that made my grand total as if I'd actually spent $9.65. Now that part's going to be a little bit confusing because I'm going to come back to that in the second transaction. Just make a note that I received the $5 in points, and the out-of-pocket I paid at the register was $14.65. Now, very quickly before we move on to transaction number 2, I do want to point out a few things about the reason why I purchased the stuff I did in transaction number 1, even though it really didn't work out the way I wanted it to. First off, I want to explain the Hershey's candy bar. No, I didn't buy that just because I wanted a Hershey's candy bar. I was trying to do that as a filler item, but after the fact I realized I really did not need a filler item. And to understand what a filler item is, you sort of need to understand the way Walgreens handles your manufacturer coupons and your registered rewards. So the way the Walgreens coupon policy works is, in order to use a manufacturer's coupon, whether it's a paper coupon or a digital coupon or a registered reward, and note that I said registered reward and not points, because points and registered rewards act in two different ways. The registered rewards are the little paper slips that print out at the register. They technically are a manufacturer's coupon. So the same rules of manufacturer coupons apply to the registered rewards. And what I mean by that is that each item can only have one manufacturer's coupon tied to it. Meaning that I purchased 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items. So hypothetically, I could only have a maximum of 6 manufacturer coupons, whether digital or paper, and or registered rewards. Any combination of that, it could not exceed 6 items. And I also want to note that the IVCs, or the Walgreens store coupons, they don't follow the same rules as the manufacturer coupons. In fact, you're actually able to stack an IVC and a manufacturer coupon on a single item. So if you know how to work your IVCs and your manufacturer coupons, you can actually stack up the savings a lot by doing it that way. Now, to sort of help you visualize what I mean by the manufacturer coupons tied to the number of items in the transaction, let's go back to the breakdown that I did. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items that I purchased. Then we go down to where the coupons are at, and we have 1, 2, 3 items. So those 3 manufacturer's coupons are going to tie to 3 of these items up here. In this case, it would be the Irish Spring to the Irish Spring, soft soap to soft soap, and then the L'Oreal coupon is going to attach to either the shampoo or the conditioner. Then if I were going to use any registered rewards, if I had any, I would have 3 slots available to use registered rewards or any other manufacturer's coupons, so long as I don't exceed the number of 6, which is the number of items I got in the transaction. But again, the IVCs do not follow that same rule. This is also a good example as to why it's very useful to bring pen and paper when you're doing these shopping trips, or at the very least sort of write down your scenario or your plan ahead of time so you can have an idea in your mind of how all your coupons and everything are going to attach to your items, so you can plan it accordingly and not have a mess up like I did. So I hope this breakdown made sense to you, because now we're going to do the same thing in transaction number 2. Now before I show the receipt and the breakdown, let me just explain what was happening. After transaction 1 happened, I realized that I only got the 5,000 points from the Irish Springs and soft soap. Well, actually, I didn't really know what I got the 5,000 points on. That's one of the things I don't like about Walgreens when it comes to your points. It doesn't show it on the receipt as to what you received the points for. All it showed me was that I received 5,000 points. And being that I was attempting a spend 20, get 5,000 points, as well as the buy 2 Irish Spring or soft soap body washes and receive 5,000 points, all in the same transaction, it was unclear which one I'd gotten. So I had to go back to the app and sort of look through my coupons and everything, and I sort of pieced it together to see what was still available to me, and from that I was able to deduce what was used and what was left over. So it was at that point that I realized that the Irish Spring and soft soap points were rewarded, and I didn't receive the 5,000 points from spending $20. So I sort of did the math back in my head a little bit, and I couldn't really figure out what was going on at the moment. I didn't have pen and paper in front of me trying to write it down, trying to figure it up. I was trying to just do it all in my head, and I wasn't thinking clearly. And anyways, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to attempt this again. I'm going to try to get over the $20 threshold and try to get my 5,000 points. So this leads me to transaction number 2. So in the second transaction, I bought 3 Arm & Hammer laundry detergents at the buy 1 get 2 free promo. Then I bought 3 of the Scott toilet papers, used 2 of the Scott Peely coupons that I've had for several months, and still didn't get my 5,000 points for spending 20. So guys, if you learned anything from the first transactions breakdown, you'll notice right away that I forgot my IVCs again in this transaction when I was trying to factor up my subtotal. And also note that I didn't use my 5,000 points I earned in the previous transaction from the Irish Spring soft soap promotion to pay on this balance. And this is because points affect the subtotal just like IVCs do. I'm not sure why I'll remember this and not the IVCs. So in this transaction, I purchased 3 Arm & Hammer at the buy 1 get 2 free promo. So the 1 Arm & Hammer was $6.99, and then the other 2 were free. The Scott toilet papers were $5 a piece, which brought the subtotal to $21.99. Again, over the threshold, but I forgot about the IVCs. So the Scott IVCs then applied. So I had 3 Scott toilet papers, so that $1.25 IVC was applied 3 times for each item. I took off a total of $3.75, which brought the subtotal with IVCs down to $18.24. Again, below the $20 threshold. Then the manufacturer coupons were applied. So I had the 2 Scott 50-cent Peelies that I gotten several months ago. So those were applied and brought the subtotal down to $17.24. You add the tax, which was $1.54. And remember I said that the tax is figured from the original total, not this subtotal. So that brought the total out of pocket I paid at the register to $18.28. Now again, because I was trying to reach the $20 threshold, I didn't spend the 5,000 points from the previous transaction, which would have equated to $5. But I could have actually applied it in this transaction because, well, the spend 20 deal didn't work anyway. So I actually messed up in two different ways in transaction number 2. So between the two transactions, what ended up happening as far as my spending out of pocket, we had the $18.28 from transaction number 2. We then add back the $14.65 from transaction number 1. So I spent a total of $32.93 out of pocket. But just keep in mind that I still have the $5 worth of points still on my account that I can use next time. So in a way, it was like I really spent $27.93. But to keep things from getting too confusing, I rather look at it as I actually spent the $32.93 and I just have $5 to put forward on the next transaction. Now that I've explained the mistakes that I made in the previous two transactions, let's come up with some transactions that would have actually worked. Now, to make the spend 20 get 5,000 points promo actually work, there's several different approaches you could take to this. Maybe one of the simplest things I could have done was just simply taken transaction number 1 as is, left the Hershey's chocolate off, and just simply added another Scott toilet paper, and that would have kept me over that $20 threshold even after the IVCs, and everything would have worked out fine. Or I could do it in the way that I'm going to show in this breakdown. So the reworked transaction number 1 that I came up with was to buy the Irish Spring and the soft soap, the L'Oreal shampoo and the L'Oreal conditioner, just as I did in the previous transaction. Then instead of getting the Hershey's candy bar and the Scott toilet paper, I instead bought the 3 Arm & Hammer at the buy one at $6.99 and get the other 2 free. That would have put my subtotal at $22.97. Then the only IVC that would have applied in this transaction would have been the $2 off the purchase of 2 L'Oreal hair care products. And that would have brought the subtotal to $20.97, which is over the $20 threshold. So then the other coupons would have applied, the Irish Springs and soft soap 75-cent digital coupons, as well as the $4 off the purchase of 2 L'Oreal digital coupon. That would have brought the subtotal down to $15.47. Add the tax of $1.61. The total out of pocket that I would have paid would have been $17.08 in transaction number 1, and I would receive the $10 in points back. 5,000 points from the spend 20 deal, and the other 5,000 points from the Irish Spring and soft soap deal. So what I could have done, I could have stopped right there if I wanted to. If I wanted to save those points, I could have ended the transaction there and not done a second transaction and just held on to my points to use at a later date, because the points are good for 12 months. But I do want to note that I said points and not registered rewards, because the registered rewards, the little printed coupons that come out, those are not good for a year. Those actually have an expiration date on them, so you need to look at those registered rewards and make a note of the date. But anyhow, back to this hypothetical transaction. So after I did transaction number 1, I could have then done my reworked version of transaction number 2, in which I would have just purchased the 4 Scott toilet papers at $5 a piece, which would have made my subtotal $20, and then the IVCs of all 4 of the Scott toilet papers would have applied, and which would have added up to $5 in total savings. That would have brought the subtotal down to $15, and then the 2 Peely coupons would have been applied. So 50 cents a piece, that would have brought the subtotal on down to $14. And then I could have used my points from the transaction number 1 in transaction number 2. So I would have applied my $10 in points, which would have brought the subtotal down to $4, apply the tax of $1.40, and the total out of pocket I would have paid at the register with cash would have been $5.40. So what that would have been like out of pocket at the $5.40 from transaction number 2, and then add the $17.08 out of pocket I had for transaction number 1. So I would have ended up spending a total of $22.48 cash if I had reworked my transactions and done it in this way and actually got the spend 20 get 5,000 points promotion. Now I know that Walgreens couponing can be a little overwhelming and confusing, especially with all the different policies and different types of coupons and savings that can be applied and the different rules that apply to them. So if my video didn't explain things well enough and you prefer to look at things in a written form, so there's this website called thecrazycouponlady.com, and they have an article on how to coupon at Walgreens, and this written form may be easier for you to understand. and it goes into a lot of detail of breaking down how all of the different manufacturers' coupons, the IVCs, the registered rewards, and all that stuff that I mentioned earlier in the video. And I'll be sure to link this article down in the description for you guys. But either way, I hope this video was useful and not too overwhelming for you guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this video. I hope you found this information useful. I would appreciate it if you would drop a like on this video, and please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're on my channel, feel free to check out my other videos. Also encourage you to check out my Publish OX blog on the videos that you are seeing on YouTube. And if you enjoyed the content, I would also appreciate it if you would follow my channel. And while you're there, you can also leave me a free tip, as well as earn a tip for yourself. Feel free to check out my Blogger page, where I keep an updated list of all the apps and websites and other programs I'm involved in and may have mentioned in this video. You can find the links to my Blogger page as well as my Publish OX page down in the description of this video, so feel free to check those out. And that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.